The first update we have today is on the recent drama involving reality stars at BravoCon 2025. This update is all about the feud between Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Erika Jayne and former castmate Garcelle Beauvais, which, really came to a head at the fan convention. So what happened was, during a Watch What Happens live event, Erika was asked which cast members she never wanted to see again. And her answer? Garcelle Beauvais. Well, the audience apparently erupted in boos. It's a big deal because it's pretty much exactly what happened to Lisa Rinna back at BravoCon 2022 after all that Aspen drama with Kathy Hilton. Now, this didn't come out of nowhere. Garcelle has been throwing a bit of shade at Erika lately. Last month, she said Erika leaving the show would be the thing to make her consider rejoining. Garcelle also called Erika and Bozoma St. John mean girls in an interview. You might remember, Garcelle originally left the show because, in her words, it was really hurting my spirit and she just couldn't do it anymore. I guess we'll all see the fallout when season 15 premieres on Thursday, December 4th. Before we get into the next update, please make sure you've liked this video and subscribed to this channel. Okay then, let's move on to next update now.
Okay, next we are going to talk about the latest with Teresa Giudice and the Real Housewives of New Jersey cast. And wow, there's a lot to unpack here, from some high-stakes reunion details to surprising logistical challenges at BravoCon. So it seems there's finally been a quiet but meaningful step toward peace between Teresa Giudice and her brother, Joe Gorga. Teresa and her husband, Luis Ruelas, actually met up with Joe and his wife, Melissa Gorga, and get this, the meeting took place at the mausoleum where their parents are laid to rest. Teresa later confirmed it went well, but she called it baby steps. Still, she showed some public kindness at BravoCon, even calling Melissa beautiful. And it's getting real when the social media follows start happening. Luis and Joe Gorga re-followed each other just days after Joe and Teresa's daughter, Gia, did the same. But, it's not a full-on love fest just yet. Joe and Teresa are still not following each other, and neither is Teresa following Melissa. Now, this whole situation at BravoCon really illuminates that tensions are still running high. Apparently, Teresa and Luis were kept in a completely separate hotel from the rest of the RHONJ cast. The idea was that Bravo wanted to prevent any physical altercations, maybe remembering that fight between Jennifer Aydin and Joe Gorga a few years back. Although a countersource did say it was a total preference and that lots of other talent stayed there too. And as for season 15, well, Andy Cohen made it clear there's no casting announcement coming from BravoCon. He basically said he and his team haven't found the right cast mix yet, insisting the fans deserve greatness. So this was today's update about Teresa Giudice and RHONJ. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we're going to talk about the latest drama surrounding the mid-season trailer for The Real Housewives of Potomac and what the cast revealed at BravoCon. Okay, so this new trailer is intense. It really sets the scene for some major legal challenges and, honestly, some pretty shocking personal stuff for the rest of the season. So let's start with Wendy Osefo. At BravoCon, she finally opened up about her arrest back in October. She called the whole situation unfortunate, and she's really stressing that these charges, which are tied to an alleged staged robbery, are just allegations. And the trailer, it just illuminates the strain this is putting on her marriage to Eddie. You see him, and he's so distraught, saying, "We've gone through a lot in our lives together, but this takes the cake." Then Wendy asks the question that just hangs in the air. How do you think this is going to affect our marriage? Then, just when you think you can catch your breath, the trailer shifts to Karen Huger. We see this really emotional reunion with her husband Ray and daughter Raven after she's released from jail. Right after, she's sitting down with Andy Cohen. He tells her, "You are a free woman." And Karen just comes out with it. "It's time to talk about my addiction." And that's not even all of it. The rest of the season looks packed. Giselle Bryant has this super tense meeting with Monique Samuels, and we hear Giselle say she wanted to just be like, "F you, Monique." Ashley Darby's trying to settle her feud with Stacey Rusch, while everyone's gossiping about Stacey's alleged hookup with Chris Samuels. And to top it all off, the ladies run into Mauricio Umansky and Aspen, which prompts Giselle to give the perfect advice: keep your tongues in your mouth. So this was today's update about the explosive new developments from the Real Housewives of Potomac mid-season trailer and BravoCon comments. Let's now move on to next update. Next, we are going to talk about the recent Real Housewives of New Jersey engagement of Dolores Catania and Pauly Connell, and, the immediate controversy that just popped up right after. So let's start with the happy news. Pauly, who's 55, proposed to 54-year-old Dolores on Monday, November 10th, and the location was actually really sweet and sentimental. It was the Apple Store in Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, which is where they first met. But here's where things get a little juicy. Just 2 days later, Pauly's talking to People magazine, and he says he could have proposed on a yacht in Greece or even rented a grand hall with fireworks in the background. But he said that's just not who we are. He wanted something grounded and natural, because they're a humble couple and didn't want anything over the top and staged. Now, if you're a fan, you know exactly what that sounds like. This whole statement just illuminates Luis Rula's massive 2021 proposal to Teresa Giudice in Greece. Remember that? It had literally everything: roses, candles, a violinist, and yes, fireworks with a giant "Marry Me" sign. So of course, fans jumped on this. Some felt it was a totally unnecessary dig at Luis and Teresa, who is supposed to be Dolores's very good friend. Others, though, kind of questioned Pauly's whole humble claim. I mean, he gave her an 11-carat diamond ring and had a photographer from People right there for the proposal. So, humble? For her part, Dolores seems completely over the moon. She said she's just ecstatic and feels blessed, while Pauly says she's an incredible woman who deserves that and so much more. So this was today's update about the alleged RHONJ proposal shade. Let's now move on to the next update. Next, we are going to talk about the trailer release for Bravo's new series, The Valley, Persian style. So it looks like some familiar faces are back. The show reunites Shahs of Sunset alums Reza Farahan, Golnesa Gigi Garchadagi, and Mercedes MJ Javed, who we haven't seen on Bravo since 2021. The series basically illuminates the lives of Iranians who migrated to Los Angeles after the Islamic Revolution and settled in the Valley. And along with the returning stars, we've got new cast members like Tanin Nikpay and Sky Asakari. And right away, the trailer demonstrates there's some serious tension. Sky declares, "I don't like to live in the Valley. I don't like the food. I don't like the vibe." Well, that prompts Gigi to fire back about the name of the show. It escalates so quickly. Sky warns Gigi, "I'm going to call the police," while Gigi just says, "Fuck her." Even longtime friends like Gigi and Reza are seen bickering, even though Reza claims they have grown as fuck. The show also seems to be focusing heavily on how relationships are shifting. MJ says that in the last 5 years, a lot has happened, including having kids, but she confesses she just doesn't feel happy. This gets pretty intense. After MJ's mom tells Reza that she's unhappy, MJ's husband, Tommy, sharply suggests she should just get divorced. And it's not just them. We see Tanin confronting her partner about late-night texts from another girl, and Reza admitting he wants more affection from his husband. But it looks like there's still some fun, with Gigi searching for single men. The Valley, Persian Style Season 1 premieres on Bravo Thursday, January 8th at 9/8 So this was today's update about The Valley, Persian Style trailer and premiere date. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star Jessie Ngatikora and the latest status update on both her marriage and her multi-million-dollar home. So the story really centers on Jessie and her husband Jordan, especially after that dramatic Season 3 premiere. The context really begins with Jessie admitting she had an affair with Marciana Brunette. Yeah, after all those rumors from Season 2. Now, while Jessie maintains the affair was just limited to kissing and sexting, Marciano claimed they actually had sex, which, led to the couple's separation. But here's the twist. Despite the split, Jessie recently confirmed that she and Jordan are in fact back together and they're working on their relationship through therapy. She's hoping that, by showcasing their story, it'll help others. Okay, but this is what illuminates the complexity of their situation. The very same day Season 3 dropped, Jessie and Jordan put their nearly $2.5 million Salt Lake City home on the market. Fans, of course, immediately started speculating about a divorce. This was especially true after people noticed Jessie changed her last name on TikTok back to her maiden name, Draper, right around the same time. And this isn't just any house. It's a 7,000 square foot property with a pool, a pickleball court, a movie theater, the works. So this was today's update about Jessie Ngatikora's reconciliation efforts and house sale. Let's now move on to the next update. Next, we're going to talk about a major reality television update from BravoCon. Okay, so you are not going to believe this, but the OG of the OC herself, VICKI Gunvalson, is officially coming back to the Real Housewives of Orange County for Season 20. I mean, this is just huge. She first joined the series way back in 2006, so this is a really big deal. So get this, the big reveal all went down at the Bravos event at BravoCon in Vegas. Bravo's own Andy Cohen just looked right at her on Friday and asked, "Vicki, would you join us as a housewife for season 20? And of course, she gave this super emotional yes. Vicki even talked about it later on her podcast, saying Andy brought her out on stage and gave her an orange, making it totally official. And the current cast was just thrilled. We saw Heather Dubrow, Emily Simpson, Gina Krishenheider, and Shannon Bedore all congratulating her. Bravo also confirmed the whole thing on their official Instagram page. Their caption was perfect. They wrote, "We've never been more ready to whoop it up." The timing here is actually pretty interesting because Vicki and Tamra Judge just reconciled earlier this month after being estranged for years. Tamra said they're like sisters, that after 20 years they just have that kind of love-hate relationship with all the ups and downs.